Show booths do not just set up by themselves, although I wish they did. So get ready with me and find out how I set my show booth up. But to get started, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. That's right, we got to pack up the truck. The prep work really starts the day before the show when I start staging things in the hallway in my house, in the garage, and then also in my shed. Now, I know my shed looks like a mess here, but in the loft is where I keep all of my show stuff, my tables, my displays, my tent sides, everything, so that when it's time for a show, I can just grab it, put it on the table, get it in my cart, and then load it up in my truck. So when I come back from a show, the first thing I do is put everything back where it belongs so that I can get to it quickly and be on my way. And of course, you know that Zola has always got to be supervising. Look at that good dog. I load my tent, my side panels, my tables, and pretty much all my display boards in the back of the truck. And then I head inside and get all of my boxes and my wooden starburst, my fish, and I put all of that inside the truck. I'm pretty precise when it comes to loading the truck, so I tend to do this myself because I'm just a little bit particular about where things go. Then I get essentials together like money, a hair clip, a hair tie, my crossbody purse that stays with me, my square reader, and chapstick. Gotta have chapstick. I always wear a different t-shirt. Like to set up my booth, I just wear not my show shirt, but this is my good luck shirt for show setup. Always be yourself. Unless you can be Joanna Gaines, then be her. This is my show setup shirt. And then once, because it's hot in Florida and I get sweaty, and then once I get my booth set up, I change into this shirt. So it is 6 a.m. on show day, and it's time to pack my lunch, my peanut butter and jelly sandwich, some fruit, some water, and some soda, and hit the road to Cocoa Village, Florida. I'm able to pull right up to my spot on Brevard Street and get unloaded. Now, I forgot to set up my GoPro prior to raising up my tent, and I missed filming the fall that I had when I stepped on the grid panel and it slipped out from under me, but I swear you probably could have seen me bounce on that hard asphalt. I also ripped off a huge chunk of my big toenail, but I wrapped it up with a paper towel and I was just fine. I attach my weights to each corner, and these are just PVC pipes filled with concrete and then just rope up to the top corner of the tent. Now I'm attaching my grid wall with zip ties, and that's for my wooden fish and my sunburst. And I like to have these displayed along one side of my tent, even though, you know, I have a neighbor on both sides, and but I like to have my grid wall along one side of the tent just to kind of, you know, give a little bit of separation, but you can see through it, so it's not that big of a deal. And I do love my neighbors. I have the same neighbors every time at this show, so we get to know each other and we help each other out, which is really, really nice. Okay, so now I am setting up my tables, and there's a little bit of back and forth about, all right, how am I going to set? Now, I normally do set up just about the same way each time, but and I was trying something a little bit different. Not really sure if I wanted my big table along the back or if I wanted my small tables along the back. So I do end up moving things around just a little bit. Now the truck that just pulled in front of my tent there is creating just a little bit of some drama, but it all worked out fine. It's all good. I don't know, it was kind of funny though. It's entertaining. All right, so setting up my tables, finally got the big one along the back with the blue cloth, and then my two smaller ones along the side with my white cloth. One thing I forgot about this show is that the street on this side slopes a little bit, and I forgot my little wooden risers that I normally bring to elevate my table and make it level. So I had to use some of my my coasters to level up the tables just so they wouldn't be, you know, wonky and you know, make my glasses fall off the shelves, which we do not want. Now I'm setting up my folding shelf system that I use to display my glasses, and you'll see that in just a minute. But I have two separate systems. So I have glasses along the back wall, and then I'll have glasses along that second side wall. And the space in between that you see me walking back and forth, that's where I'm going to have my chair and then my little like my little checkout area. And I really do like to keep things simple with my checkout area. I generally do not put my sidewalls up on my tent because I want to create a good cross breeze. So I'm not putting up my sides this time because it's hot for the weekend, and I just want that cross breeze. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my grid wall with all of my fish and my sunburst and my one little lonely turtle. And I'm just using S-hooks along my grid wall. So I have picture hangers on the backs of each one of these, and then the S-hook hooks onto the grid wall, and then I can just hang my pieces on the grid wall. And it looks pretty from one side and not so pretty from the other side. So this is where probably a tent, you know, the side panel would be very helpful, but I just don't want to block that breeze. And now it's time to set the glasses up on the shelves, but I want to bring all the boxes in first and decide how I'm going to display everything. So I wanted to display all of, you know, well, let me back up. I try to display colors together. So I'm trying to group colors together rather than, you know, like size of glass, if that makes sense. And I go through a couple of switcheroos during the show. Like I'll rearrange things, and, you know, as I sell things, I want to rearrange it so the shelves look more full. As I empty the boxes, I just slip them under the tables and make sure that they're not visible, because that's just an eyesore to me. I like to arrange my things so that the tabletops themselves are fairly clear of clutter. I don't like clutter. So I'm putting my bottle stoppers at the end of that frontward facing table, along with the resin painted serving utensils, and then the farmhouse risers that I made for this show, but I haven't posted the video yet. I have a video of one, but not these three. And then putting the coasters in the middle, and that's pretty much it. Then I have my new business cards. I love that, with a QR code to my YouTube channel. And then I also have a little tabletop sign with a link to my YouTube channel and also Instagram. Lucky shirt, lucky show shirt, lucky show shorts, even though I have a hole in them. I'm superstitious, so that's just the way it is. So that is how I have set up my booth today. Hi. Hello. So this is how I have set up today. Have all of my wooden stuff on one side, and then all of my glasses along the back and the side. My coasters, I gotta get rid of those. They gotta go home with somebody today. And then my little pedestals that I made. Haven't done a video on that yet, so stay tuned. Some of the stuff I have not posted videos yet, so just stay tuned for those. But yeah, if you got any questions, drop me a comment. Let me know. Happy crafting.